Hello, and welcome to part two of my 1 year reset series. I started 2026 with a lot of goals and a very intense spreadsheet with the aim of closing the gap between where I am and the person that I want to be within the year. It's already been super rewarding just in terms of like having a roadmap and knowing exactly what I want to do with my life every day, every week, and every month. Um, I'm a planner. I love to plan. But what I wanted to talk about now that we're basically at the end of February, so it's been a solid like over a month and a half, and I wanted to talk about the places where I've been feeling the most resistance, which I'm finding is in everything where I need to trust the process a little bit more or go slower and not have an immediate reaction. Something that I love about my spreadsheet is that if I'm not doing something, I can literally see that it is not adding up visually. What I've been having the most trouble with is getting my 5 no's a week and working on my fashion business. I think that there's two reasons for that I just wanted to yap about because I feel like they are really normal and common creative blocks for people. The first one being the fear of execution. So I think for myself, I am constantly spiraling in a cycle of what I would call over inspiration. I am such a Pinterest girl. I'm such a like consumer of fashion that I feel like the more I look at things, the more I have ideas, and then the more I am afraid that I won't be able to execute on those ideas. And this happens especially during that fashion season when all of the super big companies are releasing collections. It feels daunting to be a beginner when all you do is look at experts. And of course, I'm going to see an Elia show or a Chloe show and be like, oh, like that's amazing. I'm so inspired by that. But like, am I an Elia or Chloe level artisan? Obviously not. And I think that that stops me from doing a lot of things because I feel like if the end result is going to be gross, then what's the point? So I challenge that I have to give myself is to just start things and trust the process. What you make in the beginning is probably going to be ugly, but that doesn't mean it's a worthless experience. So rooting my action in a desire for experience instead of a desire for an end result. And that's like, a whole brain shift that needs to happen because I think it's so easy to get caught up in like, I want to do this and make this beautiful dress in order to share it and go viral and immediately have sales. And that's unfortunately not the first step. That's maybe the last step. And you need to make like 5 really ugly shirts in order to get there. I'm someone who likes to be productive. I like an end result for everything. And if I make something and it doesn't go anywhere, I feel really annoyed. So for the rest of February and into the year, I really need to challenge myself to be more about process and less about results, trying to balance my desire for both of those things. In the area of 5 no's, this is a concept that I saw on TikTok where a woman is going to a high level business coach, and this coach is telling her essentially like every week you should aim to have 5 rejections, which basically just means that you need to be asking for what you want enough that people have the opportunity to say no to you, which could be DMing someone, trying to speak to someone at an event, reaching out to a business to try to work with them or whatever, whatever. And I find that I'm struggling with this because I don't necessarily have something that I'm reaching for immediately that feels obvious for me to try for. Um, so I've been having resistance in asking for things because I don't actually know what I want at this point. I think that I'm framing it incorrectly because I feel like it needs to be an ask, like a specific ask to someone. And I don't really want anything from anyone. I think that I need to reframe it more as a being bold thing. Maybe instead of five no's, it's like approach five opportunities. Yeah. Okay, we're shifting that. But those are things that have been the hardest for me. I'm grateful to be getting the understanding of myself and what I find is difficult because now I know what to focus on. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to checking in March.